I was asked to explain why are artists always welcome to make design, but designers are rarely welcome to create art. The short, simple answer is that artists are assholes. Their giant ego is only equal to their giant insecurity. Now, you may ask, why are they assholes? Why is their ego so big and their insecurity so big? Well, the insecurity part is simple, right? If you're a designer, you create within a field that is measurable. We can quantify the added value that you assign to goods and services that incorporate quality design. And therefore, we can assign a monetary value to that work. And therefore, as a consequence, most designers can live from that career that they chose. They are pretty secure. In the case of the arts, it is very difficult to quantify the value of art. And because art is not focused on solving problems for others, but it is focused generally on personal searches, it is very difficult that the output is capable of satisfying both the artist and also contributing so much to the audience that it is measurable to a level that we could assign a added value to that experience. As a consequence, the vast majority of artists are incredibly insecure that they won't be able to live from that which they studied and love. Those who are capable to continue pushing, even though they need to survive and subsist within such levels of insecurity, have to, by definition, have a giant ego. It is the only way to function within the art world. You have to have an ego if you think that every morning when you wake up and you go to work, it is because what you're about to say is something that society needs to hear. Right? That requires a huge fucking ego. There's no other way around it. Now, for the market, if you're a design gallery, to incorporate an artist that comes along, you're incorporating an element of the whimsical, an element of that which is abstract and weird and often different. And there's almost a added value of the hierarchical status that comes with the arts being part of this intellectual field. At the same time, that artist that comes to design, say, a lamp or a chaiselong or so on, will receive all of the help of the fabricating community within design that will help them translate that crazy idea into something that can actually function afterwards. Therefore, it is welcome to have an artist come and design. Flip things around, and you have a designer that comes into the art world with a whole set of really polished skills in terms of the execution of their work. But often they lack the vocabulary to properly understand the language of the arts with all of its nuances. The gallerist is therefore quite complicated because they don't have a team of artists who are capable of translating that work for the art community. Plus, art tends to function much more like a cult than like culture. It is much more of a religion than design is. Because in a field where there are no measurable truths, the only way that you can assign value is by agreeing on a particular value. And in a field where it is so hard to differentiate what is good and what is not good, everyone is kind of lying a little. Everyone is going a little bit by what other people tell them. So if along comes a designer, it naturally makes everyone nervous. It's kind of like, imagine any of your friends who's religious, and you tell them that you want to convert to their religion. You will be accepted, but you won't be the same class citizen than someone who was born into that religion. At the same time, we will always be looked suspiciously as someone who could decide at any point to go back to their other religion. And that's another issue for the vast majority of the art galleries and the art market. If you're both a designer and an artist, at any point you could choose and say, fuck this, fuck the art world, I'm going back to design, which is safe and I can continue to make a living for the rest of my life. Well, what happens to your body of work? Your body of work has an assigned value at the current time and context. Generally, the vast majority of artists, their value goes down because the vast majority of them are given the hopes that they will make it into art history while they're young, but we quickly realize that it's very few that have the staying power. Nevertheless, those who manage to stay, their value goes up. If as a collector I purchase the work of an artist designer who may choose someday later on to leave art, most probably their cost of that artwork will go down over time because they did not continue to develop that body of work.